If you've spent even a few minutes in Mugenics, you already know the game feels like a creepy puppet show where everything is cute, until it tries to destroy you. Every floor throws tougher enemies at you, and one bad turn can wipe your entire run. Since progress is on the line every time, building a strong team isn't optional. It's the difference between surviving the chaos or starting over from scratch. That's where class collars come in. These collars give your cats powerful buffs each round and let them take on specific roles like fraggers, tanks, healers, and support specialists. The catch? There are 13 collars in the game, and you can only bring 4 into an adventure. Choosing the right combination can feel overwhelming, so in this guide, we're ranking every collar from the most game-changing to the least helpful to help you build a squad that can actually make it through the madness. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking class collars in Mugenics. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching!
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The class collars in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Tinkerer. Alright, let's talk about the class that feels like it raided a scrapyard and said, yeah, I can work with this. The Tinkerer isn't exactly a powerhouse, but it's ridiculously fun to play if you enjoy chaos with a touch of creativity. Instead of relying on a predictable basic attack every turn, this collar builds a brand new weapon on the fly, meaning you never quite know what kind of gadget you're about to unleash. One moment you're cobbling together something clever, the next you're testing a questionable invention that somehow still gets the job done. That unpredictability keeps every turn fresh and slightly unhinged, making the Tinkerer less about raw strength and more about experimenting your way to victory. If you like the idea of winning through improvised genius and a bit of mad scientist energy, this class delivers exactly that kind of delightful mayhem. The class collars in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Thief and Monk. You know that one friend who somehow finds money on the ground everywhere they go? That's basically the Thief collar in action. It's a situational pick, sure, but if your goal is to stack coins like a tiny criminal mastermind, this class absolutely delivers. With strong speed and luck stats, the Thief thrives on spawning and scooping up coins from the arena and fallen enemies, turning every fight into a profitable side hustle. And it's not just about getting rich, it can still throw down in combat. Skills like Shadow let you slip directly behind a target and land heavy melee hits like a sneaky ninja cat. The catch is that some of this relies on random number generation, so sometimes you feel like a genius burglar, and other times like you trip the alarm on your own heist. Then there's the Monk, which feels less like a class and more like a disciplined lifestyle choice. Monks can attack twice in a single turn with their basic strikes, and that alone opens the door for some very satisfying damage output. Pair that with units that have stronger base stats, and suddenly those rapid hits start stacking up in a big way. The trade-off is that monks generally cannot equip items or weapons, with only a few rare exceptions, so you're committing to a minimalist build. No flashy gear, no fancy upgrades, just pure technique and raw pause. If you enjoy clean synergy and the idea of punching your way to enlightenment, the Monk delivers a surprisingly smooth and focused playstyle. The class collars in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Jester, Druid, Necromancer, Fighter, and Mage. Let's start with the Jester, the collar that basically walked into the class system and said, why choose just one? It's the only collar in the game that can use abilities from other classes, assuming they appear in the selection bar, which makes it wildly flexible and honestly a little unfair in the early acts. One run you're juggling skills like a chaotic performer, the next you're accidentally building the perfect toolkit for whatever the game throws at you. That versatility makes clearing early stages feel almost effortless, and there's something deeply satisfying about winning fights with a grab bag of borrowed tricks. Now the Druid is where things start feeling borderline illegal, because you are not bringing one fighter into battle, you are bringing 2. This collar summons a crow sidekick that takes its turn by copying all the stats of your druid cat, effectively doubling your presence on the battlefield. The crow can hop all over the map using mana, which makes positioning feel incredibly flexible and tactical. Even better, if the crow gets defeated, it simply respawns next round at full health with no penalties, like a feathery little phoenix that refuses to stay gone. Its pressure, mobility, and value all rolled into one very persistent bird. The Necromancer brings a darker vibe and a surprising amount of durability to your team. Thanks to damage-focused passives and abilities, this collar can function as an extra tank while still contributing meaningful offense. Necromancers can summon leeches to assist in battle, adding steady pressure and sustain, but there is an important twist. Their basic attack performance is influenced by dexterity. That means choosing a unit with higher dexterity is essential if you want your Necromancer to feel smooth and effective rather than sluggish. When built correctly, this class turns attrition into an art form and slowly drains the life out of everything standing in your way. If you have not unlocked the top tier collars yet, the fighter is like that dependable teammate who shows up early and immediately starts carrying their weight. Fighter cats usually have higher strength and speed, allowing them to close the distance quickly and deliver heavy blows before enemies can react. Their dash and knockback skills add valuable control in combat, letting you reposition threats or slam foes into hazards for extra impact. It is straightforward, aggressive, and extremely effective. Sometimes the best strategy really is running up and punching the problem. Then we have the Mage, the collar that turns the battlefield into a magical light show. Mages cast spells frequently, dealing elemental damage such as electric, fire, ice, and wind, while teleporting between tiles like they are late for another dimension. Their higher mana reserves allow them to use multiple skills in a single turn, which creates explosive bursts of damage and mobility. When built correctly, a mage can remove massive chunks of health from bosses and mini-bosses, making tough encounters feel suddenly manageable. If you enjoy flashy power and strategic spellcasting, this class delivers spectacle and destruction in equal measure. The class collars in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Cleric and Psychic. If your squad keeps getting flattened and you are tired of watching good cats go down, the Cleric collar steps in like a divine intervention with whiskers. Every solid Mugenics team benefits from a healer, and this collar turns your feline into a full support specialist with active health recovery abilities. As you upgrade its skills, the healing becomes even more impactful, especially with prayer, which can restore health to multiple ally anywhere in the arena. That kind of map-wide support means your front line can stay aggressive while your backline survives mistakes that would normally end a run. It is the difference between barely surviving fights and confidently outlasting everything the game throws at you. Then there is the Psychic, which feels less like a class and more like cheating reality itself. Psychic cats can reposition enemies anywhere on the battlefield, letting you control spacing, isolate threats, or drop foes into the worst possible spots. The skill Brain Geyser lets the Psychic gain mana beyond its normal maximum, opening the door for extra actions in a single turn and some truly ridiculous combo potential. On top of that, you can chain stuns and apply passives like Madness and Blind, turning dangerous enemies into confused spectators. If you enjoy total battlefield control and making opponents look completely helpless, the Psychic delivers next-level mind games. The class collars in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Hunter, Tank, and Butcher. If you have ever wished your cats could solve problems from a safe distance instead of face-checking danger, the Hunter collar is your dream come true. It lets your feline sharpshooter target enemies from far across the arena, essentially turning them into a precise archer who excels at finishing off weakened foes before they become a threat again. That range becomes especially valuable in boss encounters, where quick reactions matter. Fights against bosses like Radical Rat practically beg for a hunter to defuse bombs, eliminate hazards, and keep the battlefield under control. When chaos starts piling up, having a long-range problem solver leading the way feels less like strategy and more like relief. The Tank collar, on the other paw, is what happens when you decide survival is a personality trait. While any cat can act as a tank with the right skills, this collar gives your unit a massive health boost right from the start, letting you establish a sturdy front line immediately. As the run progresses, you can improve strength, and if the Monkey Paw event blesses you, you can even turn your tank into a giant stomping wall of muscle. Leveling unlocks brutally effective abilities too. Combining Petrify with Eat Rock can trivialize high-level bosses in a way that feels both unfair and extremely satisfying. When your strategy is stand there and refuse to die, the tank delivers. Then there is the Butcher, which feels like someone looked at the Cleric and said, what if healing also punched back? Often considered a stronger alternative, the Butcher drops food pickups that restore health to whoever grabs them, keeping your entire team sustained during prolonged fights. It doubles as an excellent tank and can yank enemies toward itself with a hook, allowing attacks on awkward tiles you normally cannot reach unless you rely on items like Puzzle Box or mobility skills such as Grappling Hook. The The result is a collar that sustains, controls, and bruises all at once, a walking buffet of survival and destruction. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.